Hello, this is me, and my screen recorder just shut off. It shut down for no reason after my computer froze for about 20 good minutes, and I lost an hour and a half of recording. So yeah, good luck with that. Don't worry though, because about 90% of all of it was just my computer being really fucking loading and loading and loading everything. Because my computer is not good. I can tell you that right now. I spent like 40 minutes just waiting for it to load one thing. I'm not even kidding. Alright, let's get into this. Anyway, what happened in my last recording, which is gone now, I went through a recording that I had, an hour-long recording of me just playing Gata.io or Gota.io, and not Gaver, though I was just a Gota. So I went through it, I scanned out and looked for clips, and and then I stitched together a 10-minute video with all the clips from that recording, and I put that into a folder titled Clips, and I titled it by the date, so that just so that I know when it was from, or actually raw clips for the previous file, like for recording, the hour-long recording I titled as the date, so then I could put this as raw clips for that recording, because this is just the 10 minutes that had clips from that other recording that I filtered out. Anyway, I'm going to be looking through this one now, and I am going to be editing it so that you can see how I edit. By the way, I'm using Movie Maker, Windows Live Movie Maker. Also, I am sorry if you cannot understand me very well. I do not enunciate perfectly. Also, my computer does not have a good microphone. So, yeah, sorry about that. Try to wait for the clip, like right here. Now slow it down a little bit. Now try to speed up the second half, but not too much. And now try to get this end in here, so that because if you move for a little bit after it, I'm gonna pause it for a moment just so that people can see the clip and see what happened before you ruin your pieces. So basically like this. Cut that. Remove the time. Set it to, I don't know, 0.2. That means that'd be at a fifth of its normal speed, just so that people can see it. There we go. Good. Good. Pieces. Now you do that. Finish it off. Short in general. Let's try to make it a little bit shorter. Here I'm teaming with orange guy. And this is a really bad clip, but I guess it was still a pre. Now it keeps going on for a little bit more. So what you can do is you can try to speed it up so that you can still add the footage. Like right here, for example. Just find the right spot that you want till the end. Actually, all of this is bad, so I'm just going to speed it up to 8. It'll go much faster and it'll look something like this. That's what happens when you speed things up. Right here. set it to 1 for the next clip. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. Then I'll move on to the next clip. I'm gonna add a lot. Actually, you know what? I'm almost forgot something. I'm going to add music. I almost forgot to add music. Sorry about that. Try to add something with like a good drop. People like drops because, well, drops are fun. Infinite Line. I don't think I've used this one. Kind of like that song though, so I'm just going to be using this. As you can see with this, if you go to right up here where it says View, you want to have waveforms on, because then you can see sound. Like all the screen stuff with those little bumps, that shows you where the sound is. That's pretty helpful at times. But you might want to go to View and just turn on waveforms. After you turn it on once, it should just stay on forever as long as you don't change it. This has a spot right here of no music, and that's probably the wait time at the beginning of the song. You want to... Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Set here it goes right here. It says set to start point and set to end point. That goes for all of the things like audio for music, the audio for voice recording, and just video in general. The set start point and set end point will always be there, along with the fade in, fade out, and volume. Also, then there's these, but you don't even have to worry about those. Those are way too complicated even for me. So it just don't worry about these 3 boxes right here. Just ignore them. So I'm going to set this to start point. Now the music should start playing. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to move this up here because I know that this is a long clip. Actually, I'm gonna find the end of the clip. Reduce this in size, because if you go down here, you can just like make the icons bigger or shorter. It doesn't change their length. It just changes how you see them. It's easier when you're trying to zoom in and out. Right here. Yep. I'm gonna move it to the very beginning. Speed it up to, I don't know, what's a good number? 7. 7 times normal speed. Better yet, you know what? Instead of that, I'm just going to set to 4. So at 4 times speed. I'm going to scan through this for a couple of things that I still had in here. Like this. Top split. Then you can take the rest of this, scan through it. Pop split again. Then you can set this to something really fast, like 32. Set these ones to something smaller, like 1.5. And now you can just speed through the rest of it so you can save on time. Like this. Actually, this one starts off pretty early, so slow it down. Put this one at normal speed so that people can draw on the effect. Take this. Set something really fast, like 24. Oops, 24 might be a good number. Actually, you know what? I don't like this song, so I'm just gonna replace it with something else. Disaster. There we go. That's got a good drop to it. Good drops are always good. Well, almost. Sometimes if that's not what you're going. So that's not. So the drop clip that I wanted, the good clip that I wanted to be on the drop of the song, isn't there. So I can just add different clips to the beginning so that I can set it to the right place that I want it to be. This is a not so good clip, so maybe I'll place this near the beginning to add that as filler, like I said. Now you can skip ahead and if it'll show me and see if the place you wanted to be near the drop is at the drop yet. No, it is actually not good. You can see the waveform right here, this tiny little notch. That's right where the drop is. So that's the silence. That is the silence before the drop. So you can always tell where it is positioned by this little notch right there. If there is a notch, you just have to look at the waveform on the screen thing in general, and you should be okay. Now get right here, right before split, and add the pre-split Sorry, I'm bad at talking. For anticipation, you slow it down to a slow speed, about quarter. But mainly the editing is all about creativity. Just try to make it so that it's good in general. And as long as you know the physics of how to edit, it's mainly all up to your creativity. Try to speed this up to 4, so it goes by quickly. This is not long enough now. So go to that 2. Try, see this big notch right here. That's the previous notch, but now it's stretched out, so you can see it's a lot clearer. You want to try to get all this notch in this one place because of the anticipation part, and then have the big part of the song, the boom, 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 and you want to get fast right when the fast part of it happens. I'm not explaining it well, sorry. And you try to change the speed of some things so that you can get it there. Now to look it over and see how it is. I don't know why this is going on. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. I wanted to add in the part where the pig lost the mask, because this pig skin right here, I really hated him because he had lost all the mass. I work really hard for a mask, and it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of time to get it, because I have to play solo since, well, teammates aren't very good, and then when I finally trust a teammate, they always end up losing it, and I just wanted to make it a good example, but this is not my video, this is, I guess, an editing tutorial, so I'm just going to take that part out. Kind of like a rage clip, I guess you could call it, but not really. Yada yada yada, I'm not going to fret over it though, you know, the past is in the past. Okay, this looks like the end of that part. This isn't, you can also add clips like, how do I put it, like an almost work clip, like it almost worked clip. You can add things like that for, like Like for instance, right here, I aimed in the wrong direction, but yeah, as you can see, it was really close if I had aimed the other direction because I thought that he was going to trick. This. And slow it down so that people can see what happened. 0.3 should be good. So a good place to stop that. Now, try to do this. Just, like, right before you do something, like this right here, I push the green guy. Right before you do the thing, like, right before you split in your clip, you should slow it down so that people can see what happened, because, again, they only get to see it once, you get to see it many times during editing, so you need to slow it down so that people actually know what's happening. And then, for a dramatic effect, try to sharpen points. I don't know how to describe it very good other than that. Just call it sharpen. Like this. You make this and you jab it at them real quickly, meaning you make it real fast, like 4, not 0.4, just 4. I don't like that, so it's going to be, I guess, closer to 5.5. Whoops. And then you slow it down like this. And then now you slow that down even more to like 0.5 to 0.25, which is a quarter. So now it should look something kind of like this. But don't let it last for too long on the last part, otherwise it'll get boring like Raphael Tofu, if you know who that YouTuber is. I'm gonna leave it there, but not for long. And I'm gonna search for your next clip. I don't like having to use these kind of things as clips, but it's really hard to get clips in Gata.io now, so I guess I'm using this as a clip. Now I know that I have a trick later on because I remember this part. So you fast forward to that point, and right before that happens, since this is a consecutive, meaning that's in the same match, like you didn't die and then come back and do it again, you can speed this up a little bit, like to 16 times speed. It should go by pretty fast. And then highlight this point. Let's see it again. Try to elongate the end of it, meaning if you slow it down. Actually, it could use slow down even more on this one. So I guess 0.2. Go for the next one. Where is it? Okay, so that's just another part of the thing that I called a rage clip. Okay, that's another rage clip, so basically worthless video. And right here, highlight the point. So take this, put it to a slower speed. Try to have the action in the middle, which is you go and move your blobs moving over to the other parts to eat them. Try to make that a little bit faster, but not much. Just enough so that they can see what happened. And then the slow down is the emphasis. The emphasis is, again, just like what makes it good, I guess you could say. I'm just going to leave that part in there because I hate savages. I mean, everyone is a savage. Everyone, and it's annoying. It really is. Like, the moment you get any clip at all, the moment you get somebody just kills you, so I'm just leaving that part in there. I don't think I have any more after this, or yes, actually I do. Okay. And this is a trick. Try to slow it down so that people know that you're tricking, because that requires a partner, and they don't know to focus that focus is supposed to be on your teammate. So you need to slow down the entire clip. Or no, it actually turned out to be a bait. I guess I didn't see that, but oh well. 0.25 is going to be too slow, so let's put it to 0.35 maybe. Yeah, that should be good. And what? Yeah, if I didn't do that, just yes. And that. So now the whole thing should look good. Now, usually I do my edits all in one video, but to make everything cleaner, meaning to get all of these icons and mess out of the way, I'm going to save this as a new video and then edit that new video. Mainly because I just want to clear all of this stuff out for you, so that you can see it a little better. Oh, P.S. I'm pressing pause so you don't have to see all this. Actually, then again, I'm not doing that, because, again, you can have a folder titled drafts. That's what I have, but I don't always use these things sometimes. Drafts, first half drafts, second half drafts. You really only need first and second halves. I mean, the third could be possible, you don't really need them. Folders, you don't need them, they're just sometimes good to have, is all. So first half draft. I can title this as... where'd my mouse go? Yes, I'll title it exactly as that. There we go. Where did my mouse go? Good title. Good title. Very creative. So I can press C and see you back when we're done. Okay, so I've ran through it. I feel at least somewhat satisfied with how it is on that scale. I honestly don't like hardcore edits because it makes it hard to see the clip. That's why Marl and basically all the good YouTubers like Tara, Ryan, people who play Gaver, they don't do hardcore edits, and I have some people like Desire. If you've ever heard of Desire, he does a lot of hardcore edits. It's basically where it's all blurry and a lot of stuff happens. I don't personally like them, but this is a tutorial, so I'm going to teach you how to do hardcore edits on Movie Maker. So, first of all, get rid of all of these. And now go get the drafted video that you just made. For me, I titled it as
disaster.
On the Sunday, fitness on the Monday. My freaking will punctuate in my closet like a runway.
Disaster.
For me, I titled it as Where Did My Mouse Go? It should load pretty fast. We're going to stretch it out so that you can see the icon better using this bar down here in this corner. And now I'm going to wait for it to load because, again, my computer is extremely super slow. Okay, so it finally loaded. Let's hear how it sounds. Okay, so I have the audio from the music overlapping with the exact same audio, but on the clip now. So sometimes it will get a little reverberate-y because of that, but thankfully they're in sync, so it won't do that. Otherwise, you should remove one from the audio from the clip and keep the audio from the music. But that's not the case right now, so we should be good. Although, actually, well, no, yeah, never mind. So I have all the speed settings in place, which means now I just have to add the effects. First of all, one of my favorite effects that I like to use often is this one called Cinematic. That's basically just where these little white bubbles pop up. And I just really like that effect. It's a good effect. You can see it here. Alright, so now I'm waiting for a thump in the music. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little more so I can see it better, so I can see the waves on the bars. Right there. This, I'm going to add animations. You go over here to animations and you add whatever you want. Not ones from over here. This is a transition animations. These ones, movement animations. Ones over here are movement animations, so you should go with these. I'm going to add... What do you think I should add? Just regular zoom in. And over time, it'll pan in, and as it zooms inward, it'll add for dramatic effect. And same goes for this one, shorter, so it will actually look like a thump. Actually, you know what? I can add it as, and it will kind of like this. Try to get it in the right place when you separate these into different pieces. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add the zoom effect for all of these. On every thump of one kind of instrument that you hear in the music. You know what? I'm just going to... This is taking a lot of time, so I'm just going to pause this and then come back to it when I've got it all done. You know what? I changed it up and decided I want to do it a little bit differently, so instead I'm going to leave this one right before here blank. Why isn't this separating? I'm going to switch all of this next one over to pan left. Okay, now that I have all of those pan left ones done, I'm going to switch this to a different animation, one that I like. No, how about this one? Actually, no, this one. So I'll end it right there. Now I'll try to break this up a little bit. A good way to see the waves in the audio better is if you go to View and you change the thumbnail size to a larger size. Doesn't have to be anything. As you can see the waves audio much better. and I've been recording for 37 minutes. I apologize. Even if it's really small, just try to get it on as close as you can to each of the beats, if you can. And this last one, I'm just going to have a normal zoom in effect. Actually, yeah, in effect. And now, just gonna leave it like that. This one should be pan out. Just normal zoom out, not a special zoom out, just a normal zoom out. Change thumbnail size back to small. Actually, back to extra small, since that gives me the most coverage. So let's see how all of these things turned out. It's probably going to look pretty slow for the preview, which is this box over here, because there's so many icons, but let's just hope. Okay, and this thing is messing up, because sometimes if you'll get an error like this, and you'll have to save, close, and then get back into Movie Maker. This happens sometimes, but it's only because my computer is really just garbage. Yeah, it's okay though. You can just save it as it is, even if you do have these warning icons. Close out of it and then get back in, and it should just be fine. It looks like that's bleh. Sorry. It looks like that is what I am going to have to do. Sorry, my enunciation again. Okay, it's working again. So now I'll do this. This is where I left off. I decided I don't like this edit, but stick with it anyway. Now, if you're trying to do a hardcore edit, you could do something, at least not hardcore, I guess you could say, more like this, I guess. Right here on this peak, the pinnacle of the sound on this bar, right there. Actually, wait, let me look at the audio here. Kind of weird, but oh well. Split it right there, and okay, so you have that clip right there. You have to do it to the end of a clip. This is why I do it with the full clips separate, so that I don't get confused little frames that are different from the others. But anyway, go here, you go to effects. Now what you can do, this is a special trick that maybe not a lot of people know about, but maybe you do. Go to multiple effects, and if you add on certain effects of different effects, they'll lap over each other and cause something different, if that makes any sense. Like a blur, so you go with that. Hue, cycle entire color spectrum, that's just like flashing colored lights. Oh wait, so cinematic overlay, I didn't do that. Hue, maybe warp. Yeah, warp sometimes goes good for hardcore edits. You don't have to, but I'm not trying to make it look good, I'm just giving examples. Again, it's all up to creativity and how you want it to look in the end. Try not to add black and white filters, because those will go over top of other ones and cancel out some other ones. Like, for instance, the color spectrum, the one where it switches flashing colors, if you do a black and white overlay, it will cancel that out. And if you do a edge detection, edge detection just makes everything white, and it literally shows you the edges of objects. Like, it will show you the circle of the blob, but it won't show you anything else, if that makes sense. I'm trying to look for that one, but I really like. I can't remember what it's called. Threshold. Threshold is another really good one. I like Threshold. Now, let's see how it turns out. Preview is slower, but when you when you renderize it, or make the video, I should say, it will look all the same, but sometimes in a preview it will slow down if Movie Maker has to do a lot of operations, which it does because there's a whole bunch of different effects. And now for like a bit drop or a kick, I should say. Right here, you should change it up a little bit, maybe, to give it a little bit of schnaz, I guess. Get rid of everything, set it to edge detection, maybe, or top ones. Oh, also posterize. Posterize is also good. I like posterize. In fact, you know what? I'm going to add it to this one, too. Posterize. Add. Also, you can add and remove certain ones by highlighting them and clicking add or remove in these two boxes. Also, you have to press apply or it doesn't work. That too. Now you can do this. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing the end of this thing, but seriously, why is it not? Okay, this. I'm a little confused here. Something happened to this. Part of the video is missing, but I think you get my point. I'm just going to edit this video more to make it better. Like, you can do this. Add different effects to cancel out that one. Remember to always do it on the kicks or highlights of the song, you know, like the bumps, because then it just seems cleaner, I should say. Yeah, cleaner would be good for it. So now I'm going to render it, or, well, it's not called rendering when you use Movie Maker, it's just called Save Movie. People say rendering for most softwares, but Movie Maker actually does not render, it saves. Alright, so I'm going to do this. I almost forgot. I almost forgot something, if my computer will let me stop. Okay, I got it back. I almost forgot to mention, when you save your movie, come on, work, darn you. When you save movie, you have multiple options. You can go straight to YouTube, so if you're on the internet, you can save it directly to YouTube. Then you also have audio only, which, as it says, it just saves the audio from your whole thing, not just like one of your files, like just your music or just your clip or just your narration, but all of your audio will be saved to one file if you press audio only. Then there's recommended for this project, and it's usually done this to save on space, because if you see here, it's a... Why will it not stay? Anyway, it says size, it'd be a 1920 by 180 pixels, and 24.13 Mbps, but this one underneath here is only at 24.19 MBS, and that's for high definition display. You want to go with high definition display, just trust me, it's a better deal. So even though it says recommended for this project, just try to always go for high definition display, or YouTube directly. That's basically it. Oh, now I can save it. And this is going to take a long time to do, so I'm just going to press pause and wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Has anybody ever seen, have you ever heard the Hamilton musical? Damn, that is a good musical. I'm not kidding. I wish I could use their songs and videos, but I can't. Okay, so I got the rest of it back, the rest of the video that is, so now it plays like this. Now I can edit the F out of this. F is an acronym for fudge. Yes, definitely. Fudge with cocaine in it. So this, if you go to threshold, if you increase or lower the brightness, it also gives it a weird effect. What? Why does it keep putting that one on threshold? This is one I want on threshold. Now, as you can see, it will change it will change with the brightness of it. Make it a little bigger for you to see. I'd say this looks pretty good, like this. Put a little bit back here. Do that. Have animations. Do that. Put this one over here at the opposite. Okay, good. So now it should look like this. Now, this part, the sped up part, you should probably do something there, so right there. I will go to visual effects. Let's see here. I want to add blur, because I'm going to have it be like a ghostly image, so you should add blur. Cinematic, because I love cinematic. I'm a real sucker for cinematic. No. Pixelate. Posterize. Maybe spay tone. And yeah, that should be it, I think. Now it would look like this. The second thought, it looks ugly with spay tone. So get rid of spay tone. That's the brownishness of it. And this one should be going the opposite direction. The one that comes after go in the opposite direction, which would be zoom out towards that corner. So it'll look like this. Alright, and that one will be... I haven't added threshold? Oh well. Also add threshold. Let's see here. Make it a little bit darker. Actually, well, yeah, a little bit darker. Let's see here, maybe add fade out to black so it blends in better since the other one has a darker atmosphere. Again, it's all about creativity and how you want to make it. And because I removed the audio from the footage part of it, I just have audio for the music, which means that everything should be set properly. And which means I can give these two a small transition animation without it affecting the audio. So hooray! It can be crossfade, dark fade, see-through fade. I like crossfade because crossfade is pretty good. But also these can't talk today. These bar line ones, those are actually all of these are pretty good animations. But I just pick favorite. Oh well. And you want to make them pretty small, like 0.1, like seriously fast animations. And now you want to get rid of all of that. Maybe so if like one effect that can get it back to normal-ish, I guess. Whoops. Get it over here. Have animation go inwards towards the blob better. So zoom in towards up there because the center of mass is more upwards at the top of the screen. Wait, did I get that right? Yep. And now try to zoom down for the bottom part. So zoom out. Also, let me see here. Right here at this high point in the music. You want to add something right there, maybe. Add visual effects. That was for a moment. And maybe that one. And now you should get rid of the animation for this one entirely because the animation is already for everyone after that, which means it gets back to normal when you zoom out. Also, you might want to save this. All of this color over here looks pretty cool, so you want to keep that for the part where you get the clip. So like right here, right before you eat the other person, maybe do that. Take this and get rid of the visual effect, or maybe sit with something else. Add an animation here so it looks cleaner. Yep, that should be pretty good. So, but much faster. I don't know, maybe I'll just use something like that. Right here, again, same thing, maybe a different animation actually. Because I want to change things up, show you your options. The circle one is pretty good. You don't want it to be too long though, because again, it happens in a flash. Your clip happens in a flash, so that's the animation must happen in a flash. And even faster than that, actually. 0.1 should maybe be good. Ah, what? Oh. And since this is the end of the video, I don't really need that last bit there. So take that off, add in some of this, which by this I mean a fade out to black, since that goes pretty well with the tone of the music. And a fade out with the audio. You might want to make it fast, because you have an option of slow, medium, and fast. So maybe. If they have fade out to black, happens fast, and hopefully the audio should change with it. It doesn't have to, but it can. Oh, almost forgot one thing. My intro. Ha ha ha. Intro. Haha, yay. Take that. Move, you darn file. Now you gotta move the music to fit with the original thing if you want an intro. Since this is a what do you call it? A footage audio. It will be quieter than the music audio or the narration audio. So you're gonna have to turn that up significantly. And if you want it to be loud, which I do want it to be loud, I'll also turn up the music volume a little bit, because that's an option for me to do. And also maybe make it fade in by medium, so it'll go like this. Also, because it is just starting off the video, since that's the start of the video, I will also give it the animation of fade in from either black or white. It can be either one, but the end of my intro is fade out to black, so this matches it if I do it fade in from black. So fade in from black because my outro is fade out to black. So now it should look like this. I will play this video for you just so you can see what it looks like at the end for an end result. And hopefully that should conclude this. If you have any questions, just let me know. I might make a part 2 if people like this, but since this is an hour-long video, I doubt it very highly. Also, my voice hurts from talking. I feel like I've just droned on, but I don't know. I'm just trying to be informative. Sorry. Why isn't this not working?
Disaster.